In this Learn Clojure video, let's look into EDN or extensible data notation. So what it is like, okay, simply put, you can just store a Clojure object in a file or a Clojure data structure in a file. And Richie, this guy, the inventor of Clojure, he was the guy. I think he invented EDN, right? Okay, I think one of the main uses of EDN is, yeah, of course, you can store a Clojure data structure in a file and very easily read it with Clojure and write it back. And the second thing is okay, Clojure is also a very good language for web development. You can have Clojure script running in the front end and a server written in Clojure running in backend, and they can use a EDN data format as data exchange format. Okay, so that makes web development very pleasurable, right? Maybe more pleasurable than using JSON or something like that, right? But yes, but yeah, this video is about just EDN and what it is and how to manipulate it with Clojure. So let's create a file called spellnumbers.edn, right? That's it. So I'll just put this content into the file, right? So 1, 2, and 3, that's it. Now I just need to read it with Clojure. So let me create a file called edn underscore file.clj, right? So this will be the Clojure file that will read this spell numbers and all those stuff, right? So right, and okay, I'm just requiring this thing like Clojure edn as edn, right? So that's the thing. And let me load it into my REPL. First let me clear my REPL, right? And so I'll just load this stuff into my REPL. Okay, Alt and enter or Option enter, and if it returns nil, yeah, then things are good, right? So that's it. And okay, I just have this. I have defined a variable named spell numbers, right? And what it does is oops, this uses this EDN read string. So EDN comes from here, right? You have required it. Okay, so come on, right? Okay, so yeah, from EDN read string. And look, in fact, to read a EDN file, you're just slurping it just like a text file, right? In previous video, if you had watched a video about text file, the way you read text file is using slurp, right? So that's how it is. And so you just read a text file. Of course, EDN is human understandable. If I go to the spell numbers.edn, it is human understandable. You can read it, right? So that's nothing complicated. So you just read as a text file, and then you just pass this to this library, this function actually, right? Read string from this EDN library. Okay, so this will convert the text in here into a Clojure map. Okay, so let's run this. Okay, so I'm just hitting Alt enter or Option enter depending on your system, and I just put the spell numbers, NUMBERS. Okay, and Alt enter 1, 2, and 3. And I can put this type of spell numbers. Hope it works because I'm working on Python recently. Yeah, so Yeah, so maybe I just thought, okay, this will throw an error. Okay. So yeah, it just says it's a map. Okay, so leave out this persistent array map and all those stuff. Okay, so it says map. Okay, that's good enough. Okay, and don't worry about this clojure.lang and all those stuff. It means like, yeah, in Clojure language, it's some kind of data structure has been defined, right? So that's the thing. And yeah, of course, I'm printing it. Yeah, I can just copy this and put it in here, and you'll just get a nice printout. Okay, so right, let me execute this. Alt Enter. Yeah, you just get a nice printout. Okay, and it is a map, right? So one thing you just need to notice, like Clojure just added this commas over here. We don't have commas in what to say, in spell numbers. If you see over here, we don't have commas. Okay, but Clojure added it. Yeah, that's okay, right? So maybe the person who wrote the code to print Clojure maps and all, maybe he would have taken a conscious decision to put commas over here, because you'll be able to separate the keys and values. Look over here, the key and value is very simple thing. Okay, maybe if it's a bit complex, maybe this comma will help you to separate it, like visually or whatever it is, right? So that's the thing, right? So now what I'm just doing is like, okay, like I'm just associating 4 with this spell numbers. Okay, so that's the thing, right? Okay, so I'm just associating 4 with spell numbers, right? Look, the spell numbers won't be changed because in Clojure things are immutable, right? So now it will become 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, but still, if I just check the spell numbers, okay, it will be 1, 2, 3. Okay, look, I'm just associating and I'm just creating a new data structure, right? So with what to say, 4 keys and 4 values, right? So that's the thing. And I'm just using this print string. Okay, look, there is a difference between print and print string. Okay, so um, maybe I'll just um, put Clojure docs, and see what print string is. Okay, so okay, print to a string, returning it. Oh, okay, not so good. Okay, come on. Right. Okay. Look, println, or okay, like okay, so okay, like let me just put like okay, like str, right, and spell numbers. Okay, so let me see what happens. Right. Look, you get this as a string. Okay, so okay, but if I just put um ptr and str, okay, and then spell numbers, right? Okay, right. What on earth? PR and str. Okay, so PR and str, right? Okay, so I just get almost the same. But okay, as far as my understanding goes, what to say, like this perfectly converts, what to say, like this print string perfectly converts a Clojure data structure into a string that can be stored into EDN file and later be read back. Okay, so that's how I just remember. I don't know. I don't see any much difference between this and this. Okay, right. So that's the thing, except for you're just having a new line character, right, in PR and STR, right? So that's the thing. Okay, but yeah, we do. Okay, so in our case, so what we just do is like, okay, like we take this, right, copy, and then we just prnstr, and then we just put this over here, right? So we just get this, we just make this small, right? Okay. So we just get this 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Okay, so that's the thing, right? Okay, good enough, right? So now we need to store this into a file. Okay, so we just split it into this very same file, right? And we use this command. So I'm just doing it step by step, right? So that's the thing. And we just split it into a file, right? So, and split spell numbers or EDN. So this file will get overwritten. We are not appending anything to it. The split is just a text file operation. The slurp is the slurp over here. Where is it? Yeah, the slurp in line 4, it's just a text file operation. And the split over here, like in now in line 16, it is also a text file operation. EDN is a very simple text file. Okay, so but if you read it and then pass it to this library, it just becomes like a Clojure data structure, right? So that's how it is. Okay. So now let me just execute this, right? So it, okay, it's nil. Okay, it's going to return nothing. It's just going to print it into this file. Okay. So now if I just go and see 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you remember, we didn't put commas over here, but when Clojure writes it, yeah, it puts commas. Okay, that's okay. Like that's not bad. Okay, so that's okay to me. Okay, so so now I'm going to define another variable called spell numbers appended, right? So like spell numbers appended, right? So this one. And I'm going to read this very same text file, the spell numbers.eda. Okay, so I'm just reading it. Okay, excuse me. And spell numbers appended, right? So that's the thing. Oops, I shouldn't be putting all these things. This is just self-executable, right? And in case if you can't delete what to say brackets in Clojure program, or what to say like in Ripple, just use Alt backspace or delete, or I think Option backspace or and delete, like depending on your OS, right? So yeah, now I just get 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I can just put type and C, and it is going to be of some map type. Okay, so spell numbers appended, and if I just put Alt Enter, yeah, it is map. Okay, so right, so okay, so that's the thing, right? And yeah, of course I've just printed it. Yeah, maybe you want, if you can print it, right? So that's the thing. And yeah, that I'm not going to do, right? So yeah, so once again what I'm just doing is I don't know why I did it, but yeah, maybe I just did it. Like I'm just resetting this spell numbers to the original file, right? The original content, right? So like we wrote spell numbers appended to this thing. Okay, so now I'm just writing the spell numbers. Spell numbers is what, like just 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Spell numbers, right? Okay, sorry, it's just 1, 2, 3, yeah, right? So I'm just writing it like, okay, so Alt Enter, that's it. So spell numbers, yeah. So it just gets back to its original state. That's it, right? As simple as that. So this is about EDN files. So I hope you have learned something in this video. Thanks for watching.